Welcome to the Book Review Podcast. Today, we are diving deep into a book I think is just essential for anyone making anything today. It's Show Your Work, 10 Ways to Share Your Creativity and Get Discovered by Austin Kleon. It's nonfiction, obviously, and it really digs into creativity, how to build an audience, but maybe most importantly, how to get noticed without feeling, icky about self-promotion.
Exactly. It's like the anti-self-promotion guide. Kleon gets that so many creative people, they hate selling themselves. It feels fake or pushy.
Right.
So he flips the whole idea. The mission isn't shouting about yourself. It's simply making your work and your process findable.
Findable. I love that distinction. It builds on that famous Steve Martin advice, be so good they can't ignore you.
Yeah, Kleon acknowledges that, but adds a really crucial modern layer. Being good isn't quite enough if nobody knows you exist or where to even look for you.
So this book is basically the roadmap for leaving those breadcrumbs, showing people the path.
Precisely. It's a practical manual for that.
Okay, so let's get into the core ideas. It really starts with tearing down a big myth, doesn't it? The whole lone genius trope.
Oh, absolutely. That idea of like Mozart or Picasso locked away in a room, having a lightning bolt of inspiration. It's mostly just romantic nonsense and kind of damaging, actually.
How so?
Well, it puts impossible pressure on the individual. Kleon introduces a much healthier and frankly more accurate idea. Genius.
Genius. Okay, tell me more. It sounds like scene plus genius.
This is pretty much it. The term comes from Brian Eno, and it describes an ecology of talent. Think of it like a whole scene, artists, thinkers, curators, fans, all influencing each other, sharing, borrowing, remixing ideas.
So creativity happens within a community, not despite it.
Exactly. It's inherently social. And realizing that, well, it takes the pressure off being some kind of solitary superhero.
Which I guess really opens the door for amateurs, right? People who are just starting out or maybe don't feel like experts.
Totally. Amateurs often have an advantage because they're doing it in the spirit of love. That's the root of the word amateur. They're not afraid to experiment, to learn out loud, to make mistakes in public.
That Zen idea. In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities.
Right. They embrace learning in the open. And if you're learning in the open, you're automatically starting to show your work. You become discoverable through that process.
Okay, so if we ditch the lone genius, what replaces it? This brings us to way two, right? Process over product.
Yes. This is maybe the core shift in the book. Stop obsessing only about the finished the artwork as a noun.
The masterpiece.
Right. And start sharing the day-to-day stuff, the artwork as a verb. The process itself.
People are often hesitant about that, aren't they? Thinking nobody wants to see the messy drafts or the failed experiments.
Yeah, there's this feeling that you only show the polished final version. But Kleon argues, and I think he's spot on, that people are deeply curious about how things are made. They want to see behind the curtain.
Like the Chris Hadfield example he uses, the astronaut.
Perfect example, yeah. He didn't just share stunning photos from the space station.
No, he showed himself like brushing his teeth in zero gravity or making a sandwich.
Or fixing the plumbing. Mundane stuff, right. But in that context, it was fascinating. Millions watched. It proves people really do want to see how the sausage gets made, so to speak.
So practically, how do we do that if we're, say, writers or coders and don't have visually interesting sausage making?
You become a documentarian of your own work. Keep a work journal. Take screenshots, write short notes about a problem you solved or an idea you're wrestling with. Use your phone. Just capture little bits of the effort. It doesn't have to be fancy.
Just evidence of the work happening.
Exactly. Evidence of effort.
And that daily documentation feeds into the next idea, which is the daily dispatch. Share something small every day.
Right. The day is the basic unit. A small daily, share a tweet, an image, a short blog post. It just shows what you're thinking about or working on right now.
Way more dynamic than just a static portfolio or a resume.
For sure. But there's a key rule here. Don't show your lunch or your latte. Stick to the work. Ask yourself, what am I working on?
Okay, but that leads to the fear of oversharing. Or maybe just sharing stuff that isn't, well, good enough yet. How do you filter?
That's crucial. Kleon proposes the so what test. Before hitting publish, ask, is this helpful or interesting to someone else? Is it entertaining? And maybe the most practical one, am I okay with my boss or my mom seeing this?
That's a good one. If it fails all those,
then maybe keep it in the journal for now. The goal is generosity, not just noise. Share things that might actually offer value to someone following your journey.
Alongside sharing our own process, Kleon talks about sharing our influences, opening up that cabinet of curiosities. Why is that so important?
It's about context and connection. Your tastes, the books you read, the music you love, the weird stuff you're obsessed with, they signal who you are, often more powerfully than your own finished work, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
More powerfully.
Sometimes, yeah. It gives people another way in. They might discover you because they love the same obscure filmmaker you just posted about, you know? It builds common ground.
And it takes courage, too, right? To share the things you love, even if they're considered like garbage or lowbrow by others.
Definitely. Being unapologetic about your taste builds trust. It shows you're authentic.
But if you are sharing other people's stuff, attribution is key.
Non-negotiable. Cleon is very firm on this. You have to credit your sources properly. It's not just etiquette. It gives context, who made it, where it came from, and crucially, it lets others follow the trail and dig deeper themselves.
The cardinal rule.
Include a link. If it's online, link to it. If you can't credit it properly, he says, just don't share it. Simple as that.
Okay, so we're documenting, we're sharing daily bits, we're crediting our influences. How do we make sure the work itself lands effectively? Way 5 is about telling good stories.
Yeah, because the work rarely speaks entirely for itself. The story you wrap around it massively impacts how people perceive it, how they value it.
We're wired for narrative.
Totally. We want to know the origin, the struggle, the journey. Cleon even offers a simple structure. Character wants something, faces opposition, reaches an outcome, win, lose, or draw.
And he applies this to pitching your work, too, which is super practical.
Yes, the 3-act pitch structure. Act 1. The past, what you've done, your background. Act 2. The present, where you are now, the problem, maybe resources running low. Act 3. The future, and this is key, how the person you're pitching to can help you get there. It makes them part of the story, potentially the hero.
That's clever. It's not just asking for something, it's inviting collaboration.
Exactly.
Now, tied into sharing and connecting is way 7. Don't turn into human spam. This feels really important in the online world.
Oh, it's critical. Nobody likes human spam. The person who only ever talks about their own stuff, only posts links to their own projects.
Right. The constant self-promoter.
Cleon says you need to be an open node. That means listening more than you talk, being genuinely interested in what other people are doing, sharing their work.
If you want fans, be a fan first.
Absolutely. Shut up and listen. Be generous. That Adrian Young Delphonics story he tells is perfect.
Remind us of that one.
Young, a music producer, just tweeted a genuine question about some old soul groups. He wasn't promoting anything. And because he put that out there, someone connected him with William Hart from the Delphonics, and they ended up making an incredible album together.
Wow. All from just being curious and engaged.
That's how real connections happen, not by constantly broadcasting, but by participating.
Okay, shifting gears a bit to long-term thinking. How do you sustain this? Way 9 introduces stock and flow. Love this metaphor.
It's from Robin Sloan, another great thinker in this space. Flow is the daily stuff, the tweets, the Instagram posts, the little updates that keep you visible. They remind people you exist.
The stream.
Right, but that flow needs to feed into stock. Stock is the durable stuff, the blog posts that last, the tutorials, the book chapters, the major projects, the things people can find and get value from months or years later.
And the flow helps create the stock.
Ideally, yes. Little ideas tested in the flow, like tweets or conversations, can be gathered, expanded, and built into more substantial stock, like a blog post, or eventually a book. A blog is a great engine for this.
And where should this stock live?
This is non-negotiable for Cleon. Own your own turf.
Meaning, get a website.
Get your own domain name. Build your own website. Social media platforms are rented land. Think MySpace, Friendster, Vine. They come and go. Your own website is your home base, your permanent address online. Nobody can take that away from you.
Your world headquarters.
And your self-invention machine, as he calls it. It's where you control the narrative.
Okay, makes sense. But putting yourself out there, building this stock and flow, it inevitably invites negativity, right? Which brings us to way 8. Learn to take a punch.
Yeah, you have to be ready. If you share your work, some people won't like it. Some might be mean about it. You need to develop a thick skin, but also strategies to protect your energy.
Like the vampire test.
Yeah.
Sounds ominous.
A little, but it's useful. Think about the people, the projects, even the platforms you interact with. If something consistently leaves you feeling drained, exhausted, depleted,
It's a vampire.
it's a vampire, and you need to, metaphorically, banish it. Protect your creative energy. That might mean unfollowing someone, quitting a project, or spending less time on a specific app.
And what about actual trolls, the really nasty comments?
Cleon's advice is blunt and practical. First, distinguish if it's actual constructive criticism. rare from trolls, or just abuse. If it's abuse, delete it, block the person.
Don't engage.
Absolutely not. He uses the analogy, if someone took a dump in your living room, you wouldn't let it sit there, would you? Clean it up and remove the source. Don't feed the trolls. But he also notes, the toughest troll is often the one inside your own head.
The inner critic.
That's often the hardest one to silence.
Okay, so we've built our platform, we're sharing, we're handling criticism. The final piece seems to be just endurance. Week 10, stick around.
Consistency trumps almost everything else. So many people quit just before they might have broken through. Sticking with it is a superpower.
He talks about chain-smoking projects.
Yeah, it's a vivid image, like Woody Allen or Hemingway reportedly did. As soon as you finish one thing, you use that energy, that momentum, to immediately start the next one. Don't allow for long, fallow periods where you lose steam.
But most of us can't just chain-smoke creative projects full-time. We have jobs, lives.
True. So he also talks about practical sabbaticals, not necessarily taking a year off, but building in regular disconnection. Use your commute, your exercise time, time in nature moments where you are away from the work, mentally and physically to recharge. Protect your downtime.
It seems like the overarching message really isn't about becoming famous or selling out. It's more about sustainable creativity.
I think so. It's about finding a way to operate as a creative person in the modern world, a way that feels generous and authentic, not sleazy. It's about the process, the community, the long game.
And the courage to just keep showing up, right? Even when you feel like an amateur, even after a failure. You learn, you share what you learned, and you begin again.
That's the heart of it. You never lose the learning. Wear your amateurism proudly, share the journey, and let people find you along the way. It's incredibly freeing, actually.
It really is. It takes the pressure off perfection and puts the focus back on the work itself and sharing it. If you've ever felt stuck or scared to put your stuff out there, show your work. It's such a refreshing and practical guide. Thanks for listening to the Book Review Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a comment. See you next time.